A sonar tech stares at his screen. Then, a spike. One sensor blips. Another. Three more. All along the Straits of Florida. 90 miles of chokepoint between Cuba and the Bahamas. America's front door. The tech marks it. His supervisor scrubs back the tape. Buried under cargo ships and cruise liners, there's a beat. Steady. Mechanical. Wrong. Not weather. Not whales. Not friendly. Alert. Possible high-value contact. Transiting north. With the current. A P-8A, Poseidon spins up. East Coast. A U.S. attack sub nudges into position. For 9 minutes, 5 separate sensors catch the same pulse. Moving with the Gulf Stream. The track sharpens. Then, gone. Sound drops below the noise floor. Silence. A $3 billion Chinese nuclear submarine just slid past America's front door. Or did it? Keep watching. Florida, Cuba, Bahamas. Between them, 90 miles of water. Sounds wide. It's not. The Gulf Stream rips through at 4 knots. Loud, fast, chaotic. Perfect cover for a submarine. Under the surface, layers. Warm water on top, cold below. The boundary, the thermocline, bends sound like glass bends light. Shadow zones form, acoustic blind spots. Get under the layer, and you disappear. That's submarine doctrine. Be quiet, be carried, vanish. The seafloor helps. Miami Terrace drops into deep water. Great Bahama Bank rises, then falls into the tongue of the ocean. A deep trench near Andros Island. Sound bounces, scatters, bends. A quiet boat threading those edges appears sharp, then blurs. On sensors 40 miles away. Now add the traffic. Cargo ships grinding north. Cruise ships spinning to the Bahamas. Fishing boats, ferries. All of them screaming engine noise into the water. A sensor grid hears a chorus, not a solo. The trick? Find the rhythm that doesn't belong. America defends with 3 layers. Seabed sensors feeding data to shore. P-8 patrol planes dropping sonobuoys. SSN attack subs prowling silently. No radar, no satellites, just sound, patience, math. So can a foreign sub vanish within sight of Miami? In this water with these layers, this noise? Yes, if it plays the ocean better than we do. 1950s, Cold War peak. Soviet subs prowl the Atlantic. America's answer? SOSUS, sound surveillance system. Miles of underwater cables. Thousands of hydrophones buried in the seabed, listening. No engines, no lights, just ears in the ocean. For decades, SOSUS caught every Soviet boat that tried. Today, it's evolved. IUSS, Integrated Undersea Surveillance System. Fixed arrays on the seafloor. Mobile arrays towed by surveillance ships. SURTASS. Sonobuoys dropped by aircraft. All feeding one picture to shore stations. How does a cable hear a submarine? Pressure changes. Engines. Pumps. Propellers. The hull pushing water. One hydrophone hears everything, but string dozens together in a line, beam forming, and you can steer the listening. Sharpen hearing in one direction, dull it in others. A spotlight for sound. At certain depths, sound gets trapped in a channel and travels hundreds of miles. That's why arrays don't need to sit next to a target. They listen into the deep. When something crosses the path, a submarine sliding through a choke point, the pattern pops. The system hears earthquakes, whales, cargo ships, storms. What changed? Processing. Machine learning matches patterns faster, filters clutter better. Operators make the final call, but they're backed by decades of data and algorithms trained to spot the one beat that doesn't fit. When sensors light up, it means multiple nodes reported the same signature, spaced in time like a contact moving with the current. Enough to scramble aircraft, enough to move submarines. One problem: the ocean shifts, layers move, cables age. Who adapts faster? You or the ghost you're hunting? If China sent a sub here, it's one of 2. Type 094 Jin, ballistic missile submarine, nuclear powered, 18,000 tons submerged, carries 12 JL-2 missiles, range 4,500 miles, warhead, nuclear. The Jin isn't silent, but it's good enough, especially in loud water like the Gulf Stream. A Jin off Florida isn't about surprise attack. It's a message. We can reach you, and we got here. Or Type 096, newer, quieter, carries the JL-3 with 6,000 plus mile range, designed to stay hidden near home, but longer legs give options. If Beijing wants to test US sensors, shape headlines, probe defenses, a Type 096 in the Caribbean does exactly that. Could it be an SSN attack sub? Scouting? Listening? Yes. Smaller, faster, built for stalking, but this contact, slow, Steady, riding the current, smells like SSBN. Big boat, big statement. Was it a message? A mistake? Or did the ocean paint a ghost? Secure circuit crackles. Possible high-value contact. Straits of Florida. Moving north with current. Confirm and hold. P8A. Poseidon, Naval Air Station, Jacksonville. Crew sprints, jet rolls, climbs, turns south. The P8 isn't just a plane, it's a flying command post. Sensors sonobuoys. Link 16 network. On approach, the crew loads a barrier pattern. Sonobuoys in a line ahead of the suspected track. Tripwire across the ocean. At the same time, a USSN attack submarine shifts position. Not sprinting, gliding. The job, be where the target will be, not where it is. Fire control plots intercept boxes. Anticipates Gulf Stream push. Marks turn points near Miami Terrace and Great Bahama Bank. Watch floor checks the data. Seismic? Number. Shipping? Wrong signature. Whales? Wrong rhythm. Timestamps a line across seabed nodes. Source is large. Steady. Riding the current at 2 to 4 knots. Not fighting. Drifting. P8 reaches the box. Starts the drop. DIFAR buoys first. Passive listening. Data streams back instantly. Die-cast buoys held in reserve. Active pings you use only when desperate, because active sound tells the target you're searching. Radar scans the surface. Cruise ship. Cargo convoy. Nothing that explains the seabed beat. On Link 16, aircraft, sub, and shore share one picture. First passive buoys hear the ocean roar, and under it, a drum, sliding buoy to buoy. Exactly what you'd expect from a big hull crossing the barrier diagonally. SSN updates intercept plan. Shore authorizes second barrier. Staggered line to catch leakers. Geometry is good. Timing tight. Hold this for 10 more minutes and they have options. But the ocean doesn't stay still. Do they hold, or watch it fade? First buoy line sings. P8 lays second barrier east, angling toward Great Bahama Bank. Strategy: box the contact between deep water and shelf. Force it to cross at least one ear. Third barrier plan north, closing the gap at Miami Terrace. Network picture sharpens. 3 buoys catch the same low beat. Contact isn't rushing, it's drifting, 2 to 4 knots, letting the stream carry it. Submarine playbook: quiet, carried, hidden. P8 tags it. Sub possible. Starts multi-static plan. One active buoy pings rarely while passive buoys listen for echoes, snapping fingers in a crowded room, watching which heads turn. Below, the SSN updates boxes. No sprinting. Speed is noise. Captain cheats current with bursts and glides. Positions ahead and aside. Fire control runs propagation models with fresh temperature data from aircraft probes. Thermocline is shallow today, perfect for a boat that wants to disappear. Coast Guard pushes routine notice to mariners. Temporary flight ops. Sounds boring. Is boring. Buys working room without alarming surface traffic. P8 drops first. Die-cast ping. 1 pulse. Seconds later, faint echo from 2 passive buoys. Not a hard lock. A silhouette in fog, but it lines up with drift and heading. Crew restrains. No second ping. Too much sound hands the target free intel. Then, chaos. Warm eddy breaks off the stream, slides across the barrier like a moving wall. Sound bends sideways. On scopes, clean tracks blur. Contact rhythm is still there. Fainter, fuzzier, harder to pin. Options: push north, get ahead of the eddy, seed more buoys, hope math wins, or burn the search with heavy pinging and scare the target into evasion. When the sea becomes the countermeasure, what's your move? For 9 minutes, everything clicks. Seabed sensors tick like mile markers. P8's barriers hand off cleanly. Even the SSN tastes a faint rhythm far out. Big, slow, riding the stream. This is the moment. Angles, timing, confidence. Possible becomes probable. Then the ocean flips the board. Cruise liner slices north, throws propeller wash and bubble clouds. Warm eddy slides across buoys, bends sound away. Tracks smear. Math still points to a target, but certainty drops. P8 seeds 2 more passive buoys. Holds active ping. Call. Recommend hold. Contact likely below layer. Seabed grid erupts. 3 nodes spike together. Watch floor knows this pattern. Large sub dips below thermocline. Sound ducts shift. Car exits tunnel. Re-enters different lane. Picture sharpens. 1 breath. Then gone. Rhythm sinks below noise floor. New buoys hear only the stream. SSN edges to box limit. Here's water. Did the contact dive toward tongue of the ocean? Mask turned behind liner wake? Or was it never real? Just ocean noise shaped like a submarine. Window closing. Go loud and spook it. Or accept the blind spot. Public. Nothing. No press. No warnings. Shipping moves. Inside secure rooms. Review. P8 scrubs logs, buoy data, timing. Shore replays audio, reruns propagation models, checks cables, maintenance ship penciled in, inspect junction box, SSN files report, geometry good, contact likely slipped under thermocline, road current, analyst cross-match, ship tracks, seismic, whale calls. Nothing fits as clean as a large, slow submarine. Policy team notes, Chinese listening sites rumored in Cuba, regional partners watching, headlines ready. Recommendation, keep collecting, no escalation. Refine warm eddy playbooks. Assessment, confidence, medium. Attribution, undetermined. If a Chinese sub can probe Florida's doorstep, 3 things happen. 1. Deterrence shifts, longer missiles, farther patrols, closer threats, less warning. 2. America doubles down, smarter sensors, AI tools, unmanned scouts, more P8 hours, more cables, more buoys. 3. Everyone's in the game. Bahamas, Cuba, Jamaica, commercial shipping, daily ASW partners, willing or not. The ocean covers 71% of Earth. America's enemies know it. For decades, the US owned the undersea domain. Soviet subs were loud. Chinese subs louder. Not anymore. China's boats are quiet. Missiles reach farther. Patrols push closer. The Gulf Stream, America's front door, is loud enough to hide them. This isn't Cold War redux. New game, new players, new rules. And the ocean doesn't pick sides. 9 minutes. 1 contact, 90 miles of water, $3 billion submarine, maybe, or ocean noise shaped like a threat. Either way, America's front door isn't unguarded. It's tested. Next time a Chinese sub tries, the response will be faster. Smarter sensors, tighter nets, better coordination. But the ocean stays the ocean. Layers shift, sound bends, ghosts appear, and the sea doesn't care who wins. If this changed how you see the undersea war, hit subscribe and share it with someone who loves naval ops and the silent service. Keep watching.